Hey guys, just want to say I hope you enjoy this tutorial. Also, I'm so sorry that it has taken so long. I had so much complications with my camera cutting out because I didn't realize that I had set my camera to only record up to 30 minutes at a time. So I wasn't watching the monitor on how long I had been filming. So it cut a lot of the process. I really got up to the base part of my eye and then it cut from there, and then by the time I realized it wasn't recording, it only caught the last half of my lash application, and it skipped everything else in between from foundation to everything. So if I'm wearing different clothing, it's because I just had to refilm the middle part of the makeup look. And I hope you enjoy this tutorial. Give me a thumbs up, subscribe below, and share this tutorial. I thank you guys for everything. See you soon. Ooh, bubbly.
But I've already washed the face, and Ardell, look at my nails. They're horrible. It's okay. I'll see you soon, Becky.
So after cleansing our face, we're going to take the moisturizer with the always wonderful Clinique Moisturizing Gel, and we're just going to smear it all over our face. That's right, I said smear it. And I like to put extra moisturizer on, especially if I'm using a matte foundation, which I will be using today. I like to put extra moisturizer because I'm already oily, and what happens with matte foundations is you get you get more oil production because your skin thinks it's like dried out. So I'm going ahead and I'm putting extra moisturizer, making sure it's all dry. Next, I'm taking the nice and lovely Smashbox face primer. I like to put this all over my face before I put my foundation on, which I won't be doing my foundation first. I like to do my eyes first just because that's how I like to do it. And usually if I have any fallout, I can clean it up before I put my foundation on. So I'm just smooshing it around. And here I thought I was going to do my eyes, but I forgot I needed to put my Best Damn Beauty lip mask on, which is by Nicole Guerriero, and she is on YouTube. She's an amazing makeup artist. Like, she's so awesome, and I love this mask, and it smells so awesome. It smells really good. I like to put that on before I do anything else to my face, just so it can sit and moisturize, so I can prep my lips. Next, I'm going to do my eyes. I'm going to prime my eyes with the Urban Decay Potion Primer. I use two different ones depending on the look. These are the original or Eden, and of course I chose the original. It dries clear. And I'm going to use my lovely beauty blender that I love to go ahead and set that on my eyes. Next, I'm going to take the blender brush from Kat Von D and my Gwen Stefani palette, which I finally repurchased and I'm so happy about. It's a long story. I'm going to take that color Skimp, and it's a peachy semi-satin kind of a matte color. It's not very pigmented, but I love to put it all over my eye just because it helps blend my colors very well. It makes the transition a little bit easier. And just like, it's almost like setting my primer. And you just want to kind of brush this all over your lid. I pat it sometimes just to pack it in, and then I go in and I start blending it. You do both eyes, of course. Can't do one, and we'll look a little crazy. And what I'm going to do is for the next two colors, I'm using the same palette, and they're just my transition colors. I kind of mix them together. I'm taking a mix of the two in Anaheim and in Zone, and those are the two colors I'm going to put into my crease and up my brow bone, just blending it up in my brow bone, just as a transition color. I kind of like these two colors. They come out into almost like a cappuccino kind of color. And the other day I heard someone describe it like a pumpkin spice. I was like, no. But I think she had Starbucks on her mind. And you just want to blend, 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 blend. And then just kind of bring that transition color down a little bit. It kind of just sets just like that at an angle. And you can add more color or just to build it up a little bit to see how light or dark you want. When I did this that night, I kind of went a little too light, so you're going to see here in the clip ahead, you're going to see that I kind of switched over and had to refilm. So it's going to be a little darker because I preferred it a little darker after I saw this. It was a little too light for me, but you just kind of build it. Then I'm going to take for the crease, I love that color, but for the crease, it's called Punk, and it's so pigmented that you barely want to like put your brush on it and then tap it out. And what you want to do is you just want to take it in your crease and just drag it all along your crease and start to slowly blend that in. And you can just start light and then begin to build that color. So it's easier to build up the color than it is to have to sit there and buff it and buff it and buff it out. So the best thing you can do is just do little at a time to build that color. But this color is just so pretty and I love it. It does create a harsh line, but you can go back and blend that out. I personally like to have a little bit of a harsh line just in my crease and then to blend it up and out towards my brow bone, but not too much on my brow bone. It's just the matter of practicing. You just, there's no wrong way to do it. It just kind of practice, practice, practice. And the more you practice and do your makeup every day, even if it's just one look, the faster you will get at it. You say, no, well, Tanya, this takes me like an hour to do. Well, if you keep doing this specific look every other day, every couple of days, whatever, you'll eventually start to get faster and faster at it because you already know what you're doing. So I'm just blending on both ends, and with this color, I'm just kind of building it on each side, just building it and building it to the intensity that I like. Like I said, when I reviewed this video before I started editing, I noticed that it was just a little too light for the lights and stuff like that and for what I like. My lighting isn't the best. Pretty soon I'm hoping to save up enough to get some really good lighting and a different setup and some backdrops. So as you can see, it kind of transitioned over to when I filmed the rest of it. And I went in a little bit darker and just began to just blend, 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 blend. And now I'm taking Pop, and I'm taking 1987. I'm going to put that right on the mid of my lid with my finger, just so I can pack it on just a little bit. It's easier to pack it on, and you just kind of pack on and sweep, pack on and sweep. And then you go in with your blender brush and kind of just blend that out. I like to pack these two, I like to pile them on each other because they make a really pretty champagne color. So that gold comes in on the bottom just almost like as a base, and these are two very shimmery colors. And then I like to put the other color, Baby, on top. I didn't mean Pop, it's Baby. So I like to take Baby and 1987 on the bottom and Baby on top. Creates a beautiful champagne color, and I just kind of blend those two together and put a little bit of that Baby in my inner eye. This is where I realized my camera was stopping, and I was kind of upset because I wanted to film me doing my eyeliner. So I just take an angled brush and my gel liner. My angled brush is by Sephora, and my gel liner is from L'Oreal, and I love those both. So I was kind of mad. So I'm just kind of going over a little bit that you just kind of do it in sections, just dragging. You put your point down and just kind of drag it and go to the other side, and you just kind of sweep it in sections. You don't have to do one long line. If you sweep it in sections, you're most likely to do a nice smooth line, and just take your time with your eyeliner. But I love using an angled brush. I was so mad. Sorry. So now I'm taking my Urban Decay All Nighter in 5.5 and just kind of dotting it all over my face. So you can see I got a sample from Sephora because I wanted to try it first. And that sample has lasted me 3 applications so far, and it looks like I have maybe 3 more left. I'm definitely going to go buy this foundation because what they did is they combined those two together, the All Night setting spray and the foundation, and I have used this and walked around with it and made sure that it's great, and you can see that I absolutely love it. I love the coverage of it. I don't have to use concealer when I use this. I'm going to take my Fix Plus and my Beauty Blender, and I'm kind of going to set my foundation because this foundation does, when it sets and dries, it does have like a powdery matte effect, and I like that, but I don't want it to look crazy powdery. So I do take my Fix Plus from MAC and I spray my Beauty Blender. And now we're going to do a little bit of contouring. And this was Shade and Light from Kat Von D. I try to look at the shadow on my face and try to match that color. Sometimes I take 2 colors and mix them together. And Anastasia has a really good one also. Hers is a refillable, so if you use one more than the other. I believe Kat Von D just came out with one too. So, I mean, it's great. So I'm just going to take my angled contour brush from Shany Cosmetics, my little fish face. I'm not going to bring that contour all the way down to my lip just because, I mean, my face isn't long enough and I have a pretty round face. So I'm just taking it midway, and no worry about harsh lines because you're going to buff that out later. I love to buff out my makeup just so there's no harsh lines. So it looks like you have created that shadow and it's not super, super noticeable with those sharp lines. We're going to take it to the high points on our temples also. And we're just buffing that in. Buff, 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 buff. Right underneath that chin. Ain't gonna hide my double chin, but it'll minimize it just a little bit. Right along the jawline. I like to bring it down just a little bit just to blend, just, you know, so it's not so harsh. Now I'm going to take that blending brush. I like to do the tip of my nose, contour it first, just so that I have from my brow down to that area, I'm able to follow that line and I don't look like I have a crazy, you know, squiggly line, but it helps me connect, and then I can blend better without having to guess where I'm going to end or where I'm going to start. So I usually start with the tip of my nose first and that little triangle, and then I just blend, blend, blend. I will be buffing these out, as you can see. I will be buffing it out just so it can blend very well and I don't look like I have crazy harsh lines. I'm jamming, by the way. And then those two highlighters I like to mix because one's kind of light and the other one's a little too dark. So I like to mix them and put them above my contour and below my contour and down the bridge of my nose and the middle of my forehead. I'm jamming out to my praise and worship because I kind of like to not look at my paper while I'm singing. So I'm trying to learn all the songs. Now I'm taking my NARS blush in Oasis. And you can see I've severely hit pan because that is my favorite blush. And I'm taking that tapered highlighter brush and I'm just kind of swooshing it around right above my contour. And I do this like an E or a 3 if you want to call it, and just drawing that kind of from the temple down to my cheek, down to my lower jaw, just to give this, so it's not so harsh. And I try to put a little bit more on than I normally do because, again, I like to buff it all into my skin just so, you know, it's not so crazy and it gives you kind of that glowy look, like you're just, like you blush, like someone said something so sweet to you and you're like, oh. I know that's corny, but it's nice. So there I am, just buffing it out, blending it all in. And here, I forgot for a moment I was being filmed. Well, I didn't forget I was being filmed, but I just love dancing. So now I'm taking my ColourPop, and this is going to go by really quickly because I do not know how to perfect my brows just yet. So all I'm doing is taking the ColourPop gel eyebrow, or eyebrow gel, excuse me, and it's in Bangin Brunette, and I'm kind of just filling in my brows. I haven't perfected this yet, so, but I do, every chance I get, I will do my eyebrows just so I can keep practicing. But I do take that and my Ardell mechanical pencil in dark brown. I don't know how I feel about the Ardell pencil yet. I do like the spoolie at the end, but I don't know how I feel about it just yet. And there I go again, getting down. And now I'm taking Champagne Pop in Becca from Jaclyn Hill, how they collaborated. Beautiful, love this color. And I'm just going to put that on the high points of my cheeks and into my temples, above my brows. And then I'll take that down the bridge of my nose. I won't take it so harshly at the tip of my nose, just more of my bridge. But I'm just, oh God, it's so pretty. I absolutely love Champagne Pop. They are still carrying it at Sephora. But I think I went with a friend the other day and was the last one she took. So get over there as soon as you can or order it online. It is so gorgeous. And by no means am I have given any of this to me. All this makeup I have bought myself, and I'm not affiliated with any of them. I am now spraying my Fix Plus on my Beauty Blender again and going very lightly over the highlight of the Champagne Pop, just so it melts into my skin and doesn't just sit on top and look powdery. And now for my liquid lip. It's my Kat Von D Lolita II. Absolutely love this lip. No, I do not use a lip liner. For the life of me, can't get it down, and it makes my lips look crazy. And so one day, maybe if I perfect it, I will use it. But normally, I can draw on my liquid lip without a lip liner pretty well. I know that sounds weird, but it's just what I do. Yay! So I didn't get to film this, but I did use the Tarte Lights Camera Lashes by Tarte. And I love this mascara. It is so amazing. You have to pick it up. You have to use it. Hey guys, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. I really, really do. I thank you for all your support again. I can't say that enough. Next time I'll do my hair when I do this tutorial. It was 1 in the morning when I started it, and now I've had to redo some of it as I told you earlier, so I'm wearing different clothes. But I thank you so much for everything. I will be working on my second video here very shortly. Again, thank you for your patience. I love you guys, and go out there and be glamorous.